Our next task is to insert a function. And functions are predefined worksheet formulas that enable you to perform complex calculations easily. We can use the insert function button on our formula bar, which is right over here. We can use the functions by using the auto sum function over here and then going to more functions. We can also insert a function by the insert tab, actually the formulas tab, and there's a series of functions over here. So we're going to get started. We're going to figure out the average for quarter one. So we're going to go to cell B15, and in this cell we want to enter a calculation that's going to average the expenses per country for the first quarter. So the first way we're going to insert our function is by going to the insert function key on our keyboard. Remember, all formulas and functions, they all begin with an equal sign. And notice that equal sign is inserted in the active cell and in the formula bar. And then in the insert function dialog box, we see that that opens up. And in this box, we're going to specify the function that we want by selecting it. And so the average function is listed in that category of most recently used. And so we're going to go ahead and select the average from that list. And we're going to go ahead and say OK. Now we need to determine what exactly is the range of cells that we are going to find the average of. And we want to average the quarter one for all of the countries. So we're going to select the range B4 through to and including B11. And as I click and drag through that range, we see that has been displayed in the argument box over here under my functions argument dialog box. And we only have the one range, so we select that and we say OK. And the average value that is found for the first quarter of all the countries is displayed in the cell, and then in the formula bar we see our formula. We're going to calculate the average a different way. So this time I'm going to click in cell C15, and this time we're going to use the auto sum function. So I need to return back to the home tab, and in the editing group here's the auto sum button. I use the more option, and there's an option there that says average. So this time I'll select average from this option, and again I need to actually select the range. Now by default Excel will look for values to the left and above, and it's detected a value above, and so it's making the assumption that that's the value that I want. However, we need to correct that. So we want to select the range for the second quarter, and that is located in C4 through C11. I select my range, I come up to my formula bar, and I hit the enter key. Now we want to use our fill handle because we want to fill this formula across, right? So we learned in cell B15 that we can insert this formula by going to the insert function key on the formula bar, and then in cell C15 we use the auto sum. So we learned two different ways to insert the same exact function, so it becomes a preference over which method you like to insert functions, and we're actually going to learn another way as well. I want to copy this function. I don't need to, place each function in individually. That is the nice thing about Excel, is that we have the ability to copy things once we have them set in place. So I went ahead and copied the average function for the third quarter and for the fourth quarter. And so we'll stop right here and we'll move on for the next skill in the next video.